Hello and welcome to Flippin Through the Internet's #1 Mad Magazine news, review, and interview channel. And today we're going to be flipping through Mad Magazine number 350. But before we do, I have an announcement. Please hit like, hit subscribe, and leave a comment below. It helps the channel grow. And since the last thing I recorded, we're up to 257, well on the way to 300. I have to figure out, I don't know, what a reasonable goal would be, like 3 months to get to 300, 3 to 3. I don't know. But that's the best way that you can support this channel. The other way, patreon.com/flippinthrough. Link is in the description. And a hearty thank you to Doug Guilford, Rob Wilson, Rod Mead Sperry, Andrew Goldfarb, Casey Ori, and Kyle Bridget. Thank you so much for your support on the Patreon. I really hope that I can continue earning your support. Let's get into this. Oh, man. Oh, geez. Let's get into this issue. Mad number 350, released October 1996. Our price, $2.50, which is indeed cheap. $3.50 in Canada. I'm sorry, Kyle Bridget. Everything's more expensive. I never quite understood why it's more expensive at all, really. And it's always been that way, right? I don't understand economics, though. I like this cover. I remember this cover. I was just sort of like going through my box of Mad magazines, the fourth box with issues 301 to 400. And I pulled this one out and I was like, this is it. I got to do it. I don't know. It's just simple. It's got this like just kind of silly little pun, big deal. I don't know. I just enjoy it. That and I was looking through the recent issues and I realized I had not done any type of magazine in the 300s for quite a long time. Whose signature is that? I feel like I should know that. That looks... Is that an F? Is that a Frazetta? No. What does Frazetta's signature look like? Frazetta? Signature. His is like longer, I think. Yeah. That's nothing like that. Okay, never mind. Here, let's look at it. No, not that one either. I wonder whose signature that is. Anyway, another satisfied Mad subscriber. This is possibly the worst table of contents. It's just so like, there's just so much happening. I guess like I do kind of like that there are numbers, but then I don't know. It's just not that. I don't like it. I don't know why. I just don't like it. I guess because I kind of like the vital features. They do stick with that Alfred E. Neuman quote, most people are so lazy, they don't even exercise good judgment. Damn, dude. That's awesome. I love that. Or the poet. Here we go. Let's get into these letters. What's your poet? The poet was introduced by Mad in issue number 93, March 1965. The usual gang of idiots gave an unpronounceable name to an optical illusion. Yesterday, I realized that poet is 6 consecutive typewriter letters starting backwards from the P. In other words, it took me over 31 years to get this joke. Jerry Moore, Cerritos, California. Yeah, it's like the opposite of QWERTY, but I don't really know that that's a joke. Is it a joke? Poet? Anyway, Jer, you got the joke? Great. Now you can finally move on to issue 94. We look forward to hearing from you about the jokes you got from that issue in the year 2027. Oh, dang, we're almost there. Can't wait to hear from you, Jer. Here we have God only knows. And God, I need a new camera. I would just like to tell you that in your What If God Was One of Us article, Mad number 347, you stated that God wrote the Bible in the Larry King section of the satire. This is wrong. Prophets and Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John wrote the Bible. Maybe you guys should hire a priest or religion editor. Ryan Bourne, La Crosse, Wisconsin. I love La Crosse, Wisconsin. Brother Ryan, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. What the heck did the new kids on the block have to do with the Bible? Besides, if God didn't write the Bible, then why has he been collecting royalties on it for the last uncajillion years? Man, we smell lawsuit. Ed. Lex Friedman wrote this from PA. That can't possibly be the famous podcaster Lex Friedman, could it? Gosh, it's kind of weird. I feel like it's washing out my lights are washing out this text. I have several problems with your What If God Was One of Us feature. One, regardless of Joan Osborne's evident lack of brain cells, the question is in the subjective mood and thus should read, what if God were one of us? God wearing glasses? Come on. The omniscient one needs glasses? Get real. The Jeopardy joke has already been made in cartoon form. Just ask Gary Larson of the Far Side fame. In that panel, by the way, you misspell omniscient. This is what I love. I love it when people take him to task. 4, if God gets to come out first on Larry King Live, why does Larry say, we're spending our final minutes with God? Woody Allen is disguised by God having crab meat caught in his beard, or is disgusted by God having crab meat in his beard. God, I assure you, would keep kosher. Crab meat is prohibited, much like Mad should be for these blatant areas. Lex Friedman, Wyomisa, PA. Now, would God keep kosher? I don't know. If you're reading the New Testament, you would probably say not, right? I don't know if there's any religious scholars in the audience, but I believe there was a, hey, look at whatever happened to the Club of 65. Oh, look at, want to listen to the songs from Mad Grooves on free CD-ROM in this issue, but don't have a computer? Then just pop it in your CD player. Track 2 is Barely Alive. Track 3 is Blind Date. Track 4 is It's a Gas. Why no track 1? Because no Mad music will ever make it to number 1. Fa. Wait a second. Wait, there was a free CD-ROM with this issue? Oh, what? Obviously, I don't have it. When was this? 1996? Well, I mean, I don't think this came, unless I ripped it off the mailing thing. I don't think this one came with my collection. I think this is one I purchased later. It's a Blunderful Life. What is it? This can't be a parody of It's a Wonderful Life, can it? How strange. No, it is. With apologies to Jimmy Stewart. How bizarre. How bizarre that they got around to It's a Wonderful Life in 1996, and it's all about politics. It's Bill Clinton and Richard Nixon. That's amazing. All right. It is kind of interesting because, I mean, caricature artists, they capture likenesses, and in capturing likenesses, they also capture, I know I'm just like going nuts with these pictures right now, like the pages, but they also capture all of like the fashion of the time. Like this looks like some 90s stuff. You got that 90s hair of, I forget her name. Paula something. Jennifer Flowers and Paula something. But I don't know. It's just, it's kind of amusing to me. Here we have Tales from the Duck Side. Bracing bon vivant balloonacy. Oh my gosh. This is lovely. Duck, I feel like, I don't know. I love Duck Edwing, but does he get enough? Did he get enough work from Mad? I think Duck is one of like just one of their best writers. Probably not one of the best illustrators. I don't know that I really love his style, but I love his writing. Kathy Lee's 12 warning signs that you're working in a sweatshop. I remembered this. Yeah, Kathy Lee Gifford. This is back when she was on with Regis Philbin. She was I think she was selling clothes at Walmart or something. And, well, it turns out that she was, she had child labor. She had the Chinese factory or whatever was using child labor. This is some beautiful Tom Bunk art. Writer John Caldwell. And what's really, I think, very interesting about this is if we zoom in and we examine Tom Bunk's work, you can see the change from like then to now, right? Like almost 20 years later, how much he's changed as an artist. Like he has, the style is obvious, especially like with that guy's face. You have like this really just great kind of gruesome stuff. Like this kid's vomiting up, and there's like, look at that little fish skeleton toilet brush. But all of these lines seem a little shakier. I don't know. He's using like kind of thinner lines. They're sort of rougher, not as refined. I mean, like now he's just, everything he does just looks really spectacular. But like I look at this little kid right there, and it's just sort of off a little bit. It looks like a little sketch of a person. It doesn't look like a full-on drawing. But this is, there's Alfred E. Newman. There's Calvin from Calvin and Hobbes. There's Ernie. Here's this guy. What is that? Oh, like Henry or something, that bald-headed kid. There's just so many wonderful, wonderful things up here. All of the graffiti in the bathroom. Oh, and it's just a disgusting bathroom. Room 666 is the hiring office. I feel like I cannot get this quite to focus. I don't know what the problem is. Let's zoom out, though. Let's talk a little bit more about those signs. Sign number 1, you put in a 12-hour day sewing on labels that read Calvin Klein with a K. The sign to the company restroom reads, employees must wash remaining fingers before returning to work. I mean, it's humorous. The writing's humorous, written by John Caldwell. But really, it's like a piece like this. All of the humor is in Tom Bunk's artistry, right? Like his art tells the joke better than Caldwell's writing can, right? And it's lovely. I mean, I could really look at this just for hours. It's interesting. Oh, there's Tintin and Little Lulu. What? Oh, E.T. Who else can I see? It's different than somebody like Jack Davis, right? Jack Davis crams a lot of information into his writing or into his illustrations, but this is just so much more engaging. Like, I don't know if you can tell, I'm getting distracted and sort of like not finishing my thoughts because of this. Quotes you can bet were never said. What me worry? Read my lips, and that'll be $35, Hugh. Not too tough to pair the quote with the celebrity, is it? On the other hand, you could spend a lifetime trying to match the stars with these quotes you can bet were never said. So we have a who's who, a veritable who's who of the 90s. Snoop, Doggy Dog, Jim Carrey, Bill Gates, looking as turtly as ever, Geraldo Rivera, Anna Nicole Smith, Barbara Streisand, Johnny Cochran, Newt Gingrich, Courtney Love, Bill Clinton, Howard Stern, and Alex Trebek. Artist is Drew Friedman. Drew Friedman, just a fantastic caricature artist. I love it so much. I like that they kind of look like bobbleheads. I like that the caricature is somewhat subtle. Like it's not an absurd nose or anything like that. I don't know. I mean, this is like, right? His nose is just a little too big and red. It's not just totally absurd, I guess. He doesn't lean into it too hard. And I appreciate that. I like it quite a bit. Yeah. Look at how he does, like, I just love the mouths too. Like, look at her, like, sort of jacked up teeth and stuff. Geraldo was like, lip drooping there. Snoop is looking very stately, I have to say. Hey, fellows, show the ladies some respect. Jim Carrey, quotes you bet were never said, I want to be known for my acting ability, not making goofy faces and noises. I mean, later on, he sort of became known for his acting ability. So that's actually, doesn't age well. Bill Gates, but it's got to be compatible with everything else on the market. Geraldo Rivera, sure, it would get viewers to tune in, but that doesn't make it right. Anna Nicole Smith, I could never marry a man I didn't love. Barbara Streisand, wait, let's hear what the Republican side is. All I'm interested in is the truth. I don't know. It's just not that funny, I guess. The lighter side of artist and writer, Dave Berg. I really like this face right here. I like that quite a bit. Okay, I'm gonna give Dave a shot. All right, let's see. Oh, all right, let's see. This is my lucky day. How come? First, I missed the school bus, and now my mother's car won't start. God damn it, Dave. Like, that's not a joke. Anyway, stars are used to being looked at. I'm going to zoom in on this, sorry. Here we have artist Terry Laban, writer Desmond Devlin. I'm not sure I know this artist. Stars are used to being looked at, and their fans certainly love looking at them, but once in a while, there will be fans who require close observation themselves. If you've ever considered shooting the president in order to impress Jodie Foster, or Foster Brooks, or even Mel Brooks, you really need to study the fine line that will tell when you're their biggest fan, but you might just be a stalker if you're their biggest fan when you have a very special place in your heart for that celebrity, but you just might be a stalker if you have a very special place in your cellar for that celebrity. Whose art does this remind me of? Maybe his, just Terry's. You might be their biggest fan when you purchase one of those maps of the stars' homes to find out where they live. But you just might be a stalker if your map has all the escape routes and unlocked windows clearly marked. When you're their biggest fan, you view a lock of their hair or a photograph as a good way for you to feel close to her. A lock of her hair? That's insane. But you just might be a stalker if you view those things as an unbelievably good way for you to convince her family you've got her. Do people have celebrities' hair? Is that a thing that I'm unaware of? I hope it's not. When you're their biggest fan, you share their hatred of those sleazy tabloid reporters who constantly harass them to get a cheap headline. But you just might be a stalker if you see the hidden slurs and insults against them contained in every family circus. I do see hidden insults in Family Circus, but it's mostly insults against my sense of humor and taste. When you're their biggest fan, you sometimes like to close your eyes and pretend that they're singing that song, especially for you. But you just may be a stalker if you giggle because only you understand how they really feel when they call you by one of your secret pet names, like baby, you, or the. All right, I have to end with this one. When you're their biggest fan, you write to the studio asking for a glamorous headshot. But you might be a stalker if you wait outside the studio, hoping for one clear headshot. Oh, my goodness. A mad look at body piercing. I think that this is one that I've seen reprinted. This one might have been one that got reprinted in that final issue. I feel like there's been a couple of those I've come across. But I remember this very, very distinctly. I mean, it's so perfect. We have like these girls, right? Oh, we have ring envy. So she takes the shower curtain rings. Or this, this guy, this guy popping his pimples. That's so disgusting. And then he just attaches some rings to it. But what's your follow-up plan, man? Oh, look at, he's down on one knee. Oh, their baby's getting married. Oh, no, it was just a septum ring. When you're getting fresh. Oh, who hasn't this happened to? You're getting fresh, and then the tongue ring disappears. Next thing you know, you got to have a colonoscopy. I don't know that would be the actual thing you want if you eat a piece of metal. Artist, a mad guide to corporate thinking. Artist, Timothy Chalamet. Writer, Barry Liebman. I really like these. I really like these illustrations. I think I follow Tim Chalamet on Twitter because he's a mad artist. But to be honest, don't tell him I said this. But to be honest, he's not a name that I closely associate with Mad Magazine. I wonder how much other stuff he did. I might have to go to Mad cover site. But I really like these illustrations. It's sort of like, and look, you have this sort of like a silly drawing mixed with like a very serious drawing. Not serious, but like a sincere drawing. They're just like two schmucks smiling about a burger and a cola. And you have like this sort of like disgusted face, and look at how that cheese is like stretching out. I like that. I do sort of like that wide angle he's got going on with the menu board. Yeah, that's kind of cool, man. Anyway, maybe I'll read one of these. Burger King logic. Spend the maximum amount of money on commercials that show clean-cut kids serving customers, while spending the minimum amount of money on the actual kids who handle the job. Schedule shows, PBS logic, schedule shows that only an egghead could love, running fundraising appeals that only an airhead would fall for. I watched a lot of PBS as a kid, like in middle school and stuff. I always watched the Red Green Show, and my parents loved all that crap, like mystery. I almost said Mystery Science Theater. I think the show is just called Mystery, and so I took in a lot of PBS, and I don't know, for some reason that joke really landed with me. Your Paramount Pictures logic. It's so weird that you could have a Paramount Pictures logic joke. Expend all your efforts on getting banks to invest in your company while announcing to the whole world that a movie grossing $500 million lost money. Holy, Forrest Gump lost money? Holy smokes. Land-based, here's the Mad Magazine logic. Land-based celebrities who use their names to plug any old garbage while selling your name to the Fox network for their latest SNL ripoff. Oh, I love that. That's very good. I have to say, though, I mean, Mad TV was great. Oh, man. I wonder if I could get somebody from Mad TV on this show. Would that be interesting? They gotta be. They gotta be friendly people. It Depends Day. Angelo Torres. Beautiful. Angelo Torres artwork. You know what's strange? That looks like a Paul Coker exploding White House. I'm gonna kind of work my way through this one. I don't know that I'm gonna spend much time on it. Oh, here we have the Manic. I forget who it was. I bet it was Dave Manic. This is what I was talking about when I was doing the first appearances. One thing I noticed is that when he was doing the art, so it's Edwin writing and then him doing the art, the sound effects, he goes nuts with the sound effects. Glop glop. I like that illustration right there. Gabloop blop, blue schlop glurp schlorp. That's like it's like, are you trying to outdo Martin? Glub 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 blub blurp glurp. Argle schlorp vlurp kletch kavoosh crash and tinkle tinkle tinkle. It's just, I mean, it's like distracting. But I'll tell you what, I love this right here. I love that title treatment. That's beautiful. You have like the bombs and the bullet holes, the pistol, the comb. Just a board. He's falling right on a board with a nail in it. That's lovely. I really like it. A little trap door dropping out a hand grenade. That's great. Here we have, this is Rick Tulka. Better things billionaires can do to help the USA than run for president. Which billionaire are they making fun of right now? First it was Ross Perot, and then it was Steve Forbes. Hell, if having obscene amounts of money is the only criteria for running for political office, Michael Jackson might be next. We think these guys shouldn't be wasting their time in politics. If they really want to help the country, then they should pursue these better things. Sponsor every starving child in the third world so we never have to see Sally Struthers fill our TV screens again. Gosh. Start a laser surgery fund for the millions of Gen Xers They were going to want their faded out, pathetic looking tattoos removed 30 years from now. If only they knew it would get worse before it got better. Call the Psychic Friends Network on behalf of all the downsized Americans who can't afford to pay $4 a minute to find out their lives are finally going to turn around. This is well written and, of course, well drawn. Andrew J. Schwartzberg was the writer. Purchase all the firearms west of Ohio to prevent any more militia standoffs. Wait, which way is never eat sour? Hey, I'm west of Ohio. 1907. Oh, 1997. Mad's calendar preview. The Sexy Psychopaths, John Wayne Gacy, Charles Manson, and Jeffrey Dahmer. Who's responsible for this? Artist Gunnar Johnson, writer Robert Skillstad. New York Yankees substance abusers, Dwight Gooden, Steve Howe, and Babe Ruth. Captain Kirk's Star Trek movie toupees. Be nice to William Shatner. The Rats of New York City. Donald Trump. Oh my goodness. And then singled out. This is the artist, of course, is why can't I? It's the guy who does Monroe. Why can't I remember his name? It's Bill Ray, right? There's what's his face who became ended up doing tons of television things, created an empire, but I can't remember his name. Who would have thought? Certainly, by this depiction, Bill Ray did not have high hopes for that guy. Gosh, his illustrations are so wonderful. The guys will take one step forward every time they match the responses with Lalisa wrote on these cards. Got it, Jammy? You mean like the 2,531 other episodes that we've already done before this? Pretty cheeky for the woman whose highest possible career goal is the tool-time lady on Home Improvement. Here we have, every few months, Dr. Kevorkian, a.k.a. Dr. Death, appears in the news, either after helping a terminally ill person commit suicide or because he is on trial for his participation. These days, however, Dr. K has some outside competition. To find out how people are killing themselves without Dr. Kevorkian's help, fold page in as shown. Moshing. That's an old person joke. And the back cover, Mad's mandatory school uniform for the 90s. Nicotine patch to feed cigarette addiction. Air holes to prevent chafing from nipple rings. Handy pouch to hold condoms distributed by school officials, and knee pads to break fall when dodging stray bullets. Artist George Woodbridge. I would not have guessed. Andrew J. Schwartzberg. Matt has done a lot of really great humor about school shootings. Somebody should compile it all. Anyway, this has been Flippin Through Mad number 350. Please hit like, hit subscribe, and leave a comment below if you have any issues that you would like to request. Let me know. With that, thank you so much for watching. Toodaloo.